This is Just Nigeria. Coming up, mixed reactions. Nigerians express concern over the first confirmed case of coronavirus as government allays fears.
I'm so scared because I don't think Nigerian government is capable.
We will use all measures and resources made available by the government to respond to this case.
Also, coronavirus and children. Are they susceptible to this virus and how does it affect them? And the metal fabricator making a difference in the male-dominated profession. Plus,
My name is Iwande Oshumei. Check me out.
the TV presenter and actress teaching children in public schools to speak out against sexual harassment and abuse. Welcome to Just Nigeria from the BBC and Channels TV, where we bring you the stories being talked about by the social media generation. I am Wale Fakile. Our top story this week has been at the front burner of discussions globally. Now, it's been over 5 days since the first confirmed case of coronavirus was recorded in Nigeria. Although health authorities have given assurances that the situation is under control, the people continue to express concern. Just Nigeria's Ajoke Ulotse has visited the international airport in Lagos to assess the situation.
On the 28th February 2020, Nigerians woke up to disturbing news. The 2019 novel coronavirus had found its way into sub-Saharan Africa. Its first port of call was Africa's most populous nation.
The Federal Ministry of Health has confirmed a coronavirus disease case in Lagos.
Nigeria confirmed its first case of coronavirus. It was brought to the country by a 44-year-old Italian, but health authorities say they were ready for it.
I wish to assure all Nigerians that we have been beefing up our preparedness and capabilities since the first confirmation of cases in China.
Signs of readiness are hard to miss at Nigeria's busiest international airport. Disembarking passengers are greeted by port health officials who hand out self-reporting forms. This form, if adequately filled, will help track passengers heading into the metropolis. But that's not all. Passengers also have to go through other forms of screening and sanitize themselves before passports are stamped. Anyone found to pose any form of health risk are quickly told to step aside for more intense screening. At the immigration section of the airport, officials clad in protective gears examine passports for travel histories, greeting passengers who may have visited countries with reported cases of coronavirus. Automatic sanitizer dispensers are seen placed strategically around the Lagos International Airport with detailed description of how to use them properly. While Nigeria's preparedness may have come as a shock to some, it left many online and offline praising government for the precautionary and preventive efforts.
I think it's commendable. I started to notice a process going on from the aircraft. The form was given to everybody to fill. And the information, the very comprehensive information. And for me, I quickly realized that it was about the individual. When you give your information, if anything happens, you can be easily traced. And come here, I see the body scanner measuring the temperature, and I saw the capturing of everybody that was passing.
However, some passengers expressed concern.
What they asked me was the paper they gave me inside the aircraft. And I gave them the paper, they saw it, nothing happened. There was no test. And anybody with the infection could have slipped in.
I just filled this form and I kept the form with me. Nobody collected the form from me. So I don't think the measure is a serious one. That's just the truth. If we are going to fight this kind of infectious disease, we have to do better than we have done. Not even the gun fever was used.
Nigeria has now activated its 4 laboratories that could diagnose the virus within 6 hours. But how informed and equipped are health workers?
We have also told the government in the different states to ensure that they provide the necessary PPE to guide against infection. And we have also advised them to take the universal precautionary measures so that they will not get themselves infected. Again, we have called on the government to do the needful by providing funding for purchase of the PPE and for the education and to increase the awareness of the public about this coronavirus infection that had come in.
Meanwhile, there are mixed reactions about steps being taken by authorities to prevent the spread of the virus.
I don't have any fear because our government is up to task.
I'm so scared because I don't think Nigerian government is capable.
The Lagos International Airport is arguably the busiest airport in Nigeria. A 2018 statistic put it as the 11th busiest airport in Africa. With a confirmed case of coronavirus, many Nigerians believe more needs to be done to secure the nation's entry points.
A couple of weeks ago, I went to Johannesburg. They actually screened us in the plane. They didn't let us come off the plane until they had screened everybody. Much as what they have done is very good. They screened us, we filled the form, we've given them our details, they collected it. Maybe it could help if when the plane lands, they come onto the plane.
So, what should you do to keep yourself protected?
Prevention is one of the first aspects of preparedness. And so what we're saying to people, we continue to bang on that health promotion, which is if you have a cough, when you cough or sneeze, make sure that you use tissue, cover your mouth, cover your nose, and then bin it and wash your hands thoroughly with soap and water. Try and use sanitizers. If you have to have contact because you work in abattoirs or something, make sure that you do not have unprotected contact with live animals and wild animals. And also, if you have a cough, difficulty in breathing, and high fever, irrespective of whether you have been to China or not, please immediately contact a healthcare worker, telephone, self-isolate yourself. Don't walk into the hospital because you're going to go and spread it there amongst people. The health workers in the countries, they will attend to you.
While Nigeria may have confirmed its first case of the virus, containing its spread has become imperative for both the government and the people in order to prevent a pandemic. Ajoke Hulotse, Gist Nigeria.